allegiance, a vendetta, held as a votive, not in vain.
Just a minute.
Shall one day vindicate the vigilance.
Hello FPO managers, yes, we're back again with another video for the Fantasy Premier League 2021-22 season. We already went through our Game Week 11 review where we finished on 58 points and dropped with a small red arrow from 82k to around 86k. But on this video we're going to be talking about our Game Week 12 transfer plans, our team selection, as well as our transfer strategy ranging from Game Week 12 to Game Week 15. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that red button and subscribe. Don't forget to like the video as well. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm knows that our young channel even exists. It'll be very much appreciated by me. Thank you guys so much. Let's get straight into business. So this is how the team finished Game Week 11. We already talked about transferring in Son by taking out Jota. In fact, we had to downgrade Laporte to Mankilo in order to get the funds to make that happen. But lately we've decided to change our plans from going Jota to Son to probably something else. Reason being, well, for multiple reasons, Jota is going to be more nailed on for Liverpool thanks to Firmino's injury, and I think it's going to be counterproductive to take him out at this time because from the looks of things, Firmino wouldn't be back until next month, middle of next month at least, so that's a lot of game time for Jota to enjoy in Liverpool's attack. They've got the best attack in the league, so having a cheap player like that in that attack who's nailed on would be beneficial for our team. We already have Trent and Salah. Having Jota in there would also be nice as well. Robertson's injury has opened up a chance for Tsimikas to come into some managers' plans, especially if they don't have 3 Liverpool assets already. But we already have that, so we don't have to consider moving one of our defenders and getting in Tsimikas. I think he's currently on 3.9 million, so that would be very easy for a lot of managers to achieve. But we've changed our transfer strategy. We're still planning to get Son in, but we've decided that our fourth midfield spot, if you look at our team, we've got Alan, Rafinha, Salah, Jota and Demarai Gray. And we've been playing with 3-4-3 for much of the season, and that fourth spot, which Gray is occupying right now, I think we need better because he's not been performing in the recent weeks, so we could do better by getting in a better asset than Demarai Gray. But we don't have enough funds to make that happen. We had to downgrade Mankilo to Laporte in order to get the funds to get Son in using Jota. But if we're going to be changing our strategy by moving Gray instead, who's 5.7 million, we'll need a lot more money to make that happen. And that's why we have this new strategy in place. So in order to get those funds, I initially thought about taking out Antonio. But after much thought, he's such a highly owned player. I was thinking he was going to go down in price because his West Ham are going into some tricky fixtures. He's instead going up. A lot more managers are getting him in. I'm guessing this is because a lot of managers are playing your wild cards this game week. That's why they're bringing in Antonio. That's the only way to explain why he's got more managers bringing him into their teams. But for my squad, even if I'm to downgrade Antonio to someone like Armstrong or Ivan Toney, that wouldn't get me the funds I need to move from Gray to Son. So I've had to make a sacrifice by downgrading Vardy instead. Yes, I'm aware this might come back to bite me, but I've had to downgrade Vardy to Wilson, and that has got me the funds to move from Gray to Son. And I'm okay with making this hit because I plan to make a hit in Game Week 14 anyway. So I've just moved the hit forward and done it in Game Week 12. So that's why that's happening. And I'm not gonna act like this is going to be some kind of genius move, like I'm taking Vardy out because I believe he's not going to score points. I'm very aware that he may just continue hitting in the goals, even though he's had kind of like a very poor period this past 3 game weeks. But if you have Vardy, I wouldn't advise you sell him. I'm just doing it purely for the financial reason. So finally, this is going to be our game week 12 strategy. We're going to be going Vardy to Callum Wilson and Gray to Son, and that will allow us to have 2 players who have very good fixtures in the next 4 game weeks from game week 12 to 15. So I'm very confident that this wouldn't hurt our team, it would help it instead. So yeah, Gray is out of the team and Son comes right in. That will leave us with our team looking like this for game week 12. Mendy in goal, of course. We would play Trent Alexander-Arnold, Manquillo and Livramento. Yes, I said that. Manquillo and Livramento is going to be starting for me in game week 12. And then in midfield, Rafinha, Salah, Jota and Son. And then as our forwards, we would have Wilson, Antonio and Jimenez. That back line is looking really suspicious. I know. I kind of planned it that Manquillo might be playing in game week 14, and that's why I was cool with bringing him in place of the suspended Laporte. But now with game week 12 rolling in, I'm looking at that defense and it doesn't look too good. I've had to bench Ben White because he's coming up against Liverpool, and I've got Salah and Jota. Don't want to have him start. But if Manquillo doesn't start for Eddie Howe in Newcastle's game against Brentford, I'm hoping he doesn't come in as a sub, and probably Ben White can come in instead. But with the transfers we've made in game week 12, that will get us enough funds to have our defense looking much better than it does right now. So that's it for game week 12. As for game week 13, I'll be looking at my goalies. I've got Backman as a backup goalkeeper. He's not a starter at the moment, so I'm really thinking about getting in Foster, but I'm not going to be able to get him in before game week 16. So at the moment, all eyes on Mendy. He's going to be facing Manchester United in game week 13. So I would want to take him out and get in someone like Ramsdale or Guaita. I'm undecided on which one, but right now Ramsdale is the more expensive goalie. He's on 4.7 million right now and he's moving to 4.8, while Guaita is on 4.6. So depending on how the team looks when game week 13 rolls in, I'm going to know exactly which goalie I'm going to be getting instead. But game week 13, I'm definitely taking out Mendy and bringing out one of either Ramsdale or Guaita. Ramsdale's got Newcastle in game week 13. That would allow me to double up in game week 13 with White against Newcastle at home. But if I go with Guaita, he's got the better stretch of fixtures. So there's an upside and downside to both. But with the African Cup of Nations rolling in, I think it's a wise idea to solve the Mendy problem as quickly as possible, so that I'm only left with Salah, and I'm going to hold on to Salah for as long as I possibly can until that tournament begins. So that'll be our game week 13 transfer. It's going to be either Ramsdale or Guaita for Mendy. As for game week 14, initially we were thinking about taking a hit in game week 14. If you remember, we're going to be taking out one of our defenders and bringing in Reece James, as well as bringing in Callum Wilson in game week 14. But we already brought in Callum Wilson in game week 12, so we only have the plan of taking out one player in game week 14, and that's still going to be our defender, and Reece James is definitely coming in. I would have preferred to take out Williams in game week 14, with a lot of managers having a back line of Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo, with probably a double up of James and Chilwell. When you look at my defense, it looks very, very underwhelming. But by game week 14, I'm hoping that I'll be able to remedy that, and I think I've put myself in a good position to be able to make that happen, because if I had gone with Jota to Son, that would have left me with just 0.1 million in the bank. Hopefully the money I've accumulated by making the game week 12 transfers would allow me to move Williams for Reece James. But if by some chance I can't make that happen, or the price changes don't allow me to make my game week 14 and 15 transfers, then probably someone like Ben White will be coming out for James. Okay, but at the moment it'll be Wilson coming out and James coming right in, because he's got Watford in game week 14, and I would want to capitalize on that as well. Okay, so in game week 15 it's going to be Jimenez coming out. He's got I think Norwich and Burnley in 13 and 14. Then in game week 15 his fixtures turn. He's got Liverpool and Man City 14 and 15. So I would want to take him out before game week 15. So I'm going to be bringing in someone like Manchester City attacker, someone like Gabriel Jesus, who's got very good fixtures from game week 15. Or if I can't afford Gabriel Jesus, someone like Oli Watkins would also be viable. He's got good fixtures in 17, so I would want to bring them in for Jimenez, but it all depends on who I can afford. I'm hoping that I've got enough funds to make these transfers happen. At the moment I do, but with price changes you never can tell. I still have players like Conor Gallagher on my sites. He could probably be coming in for a player like Allen, or a player like Rafinha, whose fixtures turn around game week 16, as well as players like Chris Wood, or players like Laporte could be coming back in if I can afford them, or players like Kufal, who have very, very good fixtures from game week 18. So, but this is the strategy for game week 12 to 15. As for game week 12 prediction league picks, we've gone with Kane as our premium attacking asset. He's at home to Leeds. We've gone with Gallagher as our mid-range pick. Shaw is our premium defensive asset at home to, or rather away to Watford, and Tsimikas is our budget defensive pick. He's going to be at home to Arsenal. So those are the 4 players that we believe are going to get us points in game week 12, and hopefully we get the green arrows and start climbing up the table on our prediction league. That's it for the video for today. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'm gonna wish you guys good luck in game week 12. Have fun, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.